Depp, why waste all that time back then being worthless, sadistic gaslighters?
You're watching KZLA 7 News at 6. Tonight, a man who calls himself the reincarnation of Nikola Tesla and a Hollywood chauffeur are on the Walk of Fame asking two big names to keep a promise. He says the late-night host and the actor, famous for playing a pirate, told him they'd help if he made it here back in 2013.
After all these years of gaslighting, of living in this Truman Show set they built around me, it's hard to picture a good ending. They swore they were on my side. They said they'd help. Instead, they yank the strings, tilt the floor, and watch me stumble. Every time I try to build something, they slip a wrench in and call it fate.
When are you going to get the Illuminati building on the Highland and Hollywood corner?
These flakes ain't ever doing anything but bring sacrifices here to crush them.
A growing number of people say they're trapped by a hidden system.
To read and write thoughts, ending free will and steering human actions like remote-controlled puppets. They believe this wireless network is what many through history mistook for gods, aliens, or ghosts. Whether gentle or cruel, they say the effect is the same domination.
In quiet rooms,
this idea may be the biggest conspiracy
of all, touching every one of us. Once a punchline, the theory describes a hidden network able to manipulate thought and emotion. Leaked data and investigators say a clandestine network is using a combination of brain reading and brain writing technology to invade minds, override free will, and live stream people's lives as interactive entertainment for bettors. Targets say the system has been mistaken for gods, aliens, or ghosts for centuries.
Good evening. Our investigation tonight looks at what victims call an invisible prison, an alleged network of human trafficking and mind manipulation. They say remote signals are used to inflict continuous psychological pain, a practice known as remote neural torture. According to advocates, those directing the operations believe the invisible prison built by this human trafficking mind assault system is real, and it is operating in silence. On the other side of that system are perpetrators who believe they can act without consequence, that justice can't reach them. They are wrong. There will come a moment when that arrogance is cut short, when the dread of well-deserved and long-earned
an unusual milestone.
Jesus, he says, is a forward time machine made from nothing more than the internet.
Good evening. I'm outside the Providence Research Complex, where technologist Jesus H. Christ says he used a so-called internet wormhole to project data decades ahead. And just hours ago, he says the future answered. We don't
come to Tesla-Rama, the outer world. Here no one bleeds, no one withers, no one wakes up hurting. It's an immortal orchestra of invention, music, and light. But we got bored. Perfection turned quiet, and quiet turned heavy. A safe cage for thunder. Someone else found it. They jacked the feed, twisted the knob. After all these years of gaslighting, of living in this Truman Show set they built around me, it's hard to picture a good ending. They swore they were on my side. They said they'd help. Instead, they yank the strings, tilt the floor, and watch me stumble. Every time I try to build something, they slip a wrench in and call it fate. Years of gaslighting and this Truman Show kind of targeting, it's hard to imagine a good ending with the people who keep me here. They promised support, even said they'd stay out of the way, but instead they trip every step I take. I watch them from the edges, the Archon Watchers with their headsets and glowing screens, nudging thoughts through the air.
Strange lights over the high desert tonight are sparking talk of a secret program called
Project Blue Beam.
One man says the spectacle isn't science fiction at all, but prophecy fulfilled. Channel 9's Melissa Cruz is live in Albuquerque.
Hundreds have gathered here after...
You can see what many believe is the face and figure of Jesus. It showed up just after 6 o'clock, and the crowd hasn't stopped growing. Not everyone thinks it's a miracle. Some point to the patchwork of contrails overhead and a web of antennas just outside of town. I spoke with engineer and musician Jesus H. Christ, who studies the phenomenon.
Look at that. You see how it's fanned out like feathers? That's not a regular cloud, man. That's from the line they laid earlier. Now it's all spread, and those pulses, whatever they're hitting it with, it's making these shapes. It almost looks like brush strokes in the sky. That's energy work. It's like they paint with it.
They used to call divine what no one could explain.
Turns out to be a pattern in the air, painted by machines.
They built a system to make miracles. Clouds shaped like saints, seas that part in the sky. We call it the God Machine. Arrays, aerosol sculptors, charge modulators.
I map the pulses, you direct them.
Fulfill scripture. The man who claims responsibility calls himself Jesus H. Christ. He joins us live.
Project Blue Beam. It's the manifestation, the intentional biblical prophecy fulfillment as done prior.
It's like an angel. That's Jesus right there.
Gorgeous, isn't it? But it's not heaven doing that, it's physics. Those clouds are loaded with nano-metal particulates from jet trails. Paint them with a phased array microwave sweep and they behave like pixels in the sky. Here on the laptop, you can see the model.
Proclaimed reincarnation of inventor Nikola Tesla filed an official statement with the clerk's office today. He claims the frustrations of the day are no accident, but by design. We caught up with him outside the...
Uh-huh. 13 years of this shit! It's you fucks with the means and money. I didn't need to come here to live as a fucking bum. They are all here to lynch us.
Please.
I know we proved worse than flakes.
What? We have to go.
Why have you pissed away my time? How bad does it need to get? Depp, why waste all that time back then being worthless, sadistic gaslighters? I was sure getting here is all good, but after getting here, you played games. Sure you are, but I didn't come for that stupid shit. Whoa, easy, mate. 13 years of your bullshit. I was relying on you two scumbags, but instead of being decent hosts, I've been tortured and forced homeless. Don't you realize this game has been fucking the world? It was critical, we did it immediately. Now the blame is on you two. What the hell are you talking about? You flake when it's you who are covered. I never would come here except you invited me through the TV. I've done enough. He speaks true. A stone temple last decade, got full companies who got a shit for everyone. But seeing that is too late as this crowd is here to lynch both you. Brad, please, we didn't know. You knew. You gaslit me. We were wrong. Forgive us. 10 years of hell. That's right, no mouth. Brad, we can explain. Arr, matey. Savvy? It was all for the rum. The same thing caused it!
An unusual milestone.
Jesus, he says, is a forward time machine made from nothing more than the internet.
Good evening. I'm outside the Providence Research Complex where technologist Jesus H. Chris says he used a so-called internet wormhole to project data decades ahead. And just hours ago, he says the future answered.
Alaska man says he's been talking to the future, and he claims he's doing it through an internet program he calls a wormhole. It's part of a long-running experiment that he believes proves time travel is real. Tony Wells has the story. In a cramped room filled with beige computers and soldered wires.
It has happened. The brightest shiner, the day star, our sun, has triggered what scientists call
The D-wave ripple of mass enlightenment. But revelations that angelic orders acting as agents of the demiurge Jehovah tried to suppress it for decades are raising concerns about confrontation in Los Angeles.
Good evening. It happened just after dawn. The brightest shiner, the day star, our own sun, sent out what scientists are calling a D-wave ripple of mass enlightenment. While many here in Los Angeles describe an over... Tonight, questions are swirling around Hollywood's elite. A late-night host and a blockbuster actor are being accused of turning their backs on a man some believe was sent to change the world.
Carolyn, the backlash is growing right here on Hollywood Boulevard. Critics say the industry gaslit a would-be messiah.
Keep the camera has a threat.
Same phrase in the leak.
Gets them on a bus to Hollywood, then chews them up.
Look at this line. Half of them look dazed.
Probably listening to the
Folks, auditions are inside. Can't have demonstrations on the curb. I'm going to need you to move along. You don't want them.
I know that I'm Jimmy Kimmel, but as my hero's Brad Olin, I grew my hair out, and now also we're braided pigtails. Cool, huh?
They're covering for whoever's using that God machine tech.
Yeah, voices in their heads telling them they're chosen. Gets them on a bus to Hollywood, then chews them up.
Look at this line. Half of them look dazed.
Probably listening to the feed.
Folks,
setting up to play and hand out info on mind voice harassment.
Not in front of this building, folks. Show policy. No performances, no demonstrations. You'll need to move along.
We're trying to let people know about the God machine tech. Why shut us down?
Take it somewhere else, please. We can't have this outside the studio. Appreciate your understanding.
Maybe he's protecting somebody. What if the show's sponsors are tied to that?
On Channel 8 News, new fears are surfacing after what many are calling the mass enlightenment.
Revelations released this week point to a willful role the City of Angels played in harms felt around the world.
City officials declined our request for an interview.
Whether these revelations will bring an influx of confrontationers is a question